Yo, son, day 88 up in this piece.
Of the 29th year and beyond.
Yo, why you fronting? How you trying to play a brother up in front of all these peeps? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow. No. I couldn't even tolerate that when I was young.
Boom, baby.
Oh, wow. But I like the shades. That's a good look on you.
Why, thank you.
You're handsome.
You know, Gail and I have talked about the importance of just being genuine, being authentically who you are.
You got to be authentic. Whoever God created you to be, that's who you need to be. And that's not him on any given day.
You know, we have early on with our children helped them to understand you have to be uniquely who you are. We learned early that it's not our responsibility to try to manipulate them or make them to be what we want them to be, but
Right.
to love them and nurture them so that they can grow into who God created them to be.
And when you're in a love relationship, that's what you want to strive for, is feeling comfortable in your skin, feeling comfortable with who you are. I mean, God created us each individually. I'm a twin, but I'm nothing like Gayla. Gayla's nothing like me. I mean, we share some similarities. We look a little bit alike. Okay, a lot alike. But in terms of our personality, our likes, our dislikes are very different. Our type of men that we care for, that we're attracted to, very different. It just stands to reason that if you're going to be in a relationship with somebody, you got to be authentic who you are, not who they think you should be or who you think you should be, but who you really are.
And, you know, the same thing that applies to you as a parent to love and nurture your child so they can grow into the person that God created them to be, that's the same thing you need to do with one another. As spouses, love and nurture one another so that you can grow into the person that God created you to be. You know, we're fearfully and wonderfully made,
That's
the Bible
right.
teaches us. And so, you know, embrace it. A lot of the training that I've done over the years is helping people to understand how important it is to be authentic. And I use an acronym for REAL. The R is for relationships. You know, if you're going to do anything that's going to be meaningful, sustaining, you have to have genuine relationships. So it starts relationship with God and then relationship with one another. That's my focus. The E is empathy. You have to be able to care about somebody besides yourself or your crew, just your crew. You have to be able, even if somebody else's situation or circumstance is not your experience, at least attempt to be able to feel for that person and try to be understanding of what they're dealing with. The A is accountability. When you have genuine relationships and you feel for one another, then you get to hold each other accountable. So that's supporting one another, encouraging one another, but challenging one another to be your own best. And then the L is legacy. What difference has it made in my life and in your life that our paths cross? You know, because far after the sun sets on our time here, what was meaningful? What really caused us to add value to one another's lives?
Yeah, as we laid to rest several family members this week, one of the things that just kept jumping out at me was legacy. And the only way you can have a legacy is if you operate with integrity and you operate in the gifts that God has given you and who you truly are. You can't be somebody else. You've got to do what you're planted in there to do. And one thing that I kept hearing over and over again, especially with our cousin, was just how much of a wonderful person he was and how he would do anything for you. And what is his legacy? His legacy was just that he had kids who couldn't stop talking about how wonderful he was, and friends and relatives. That was his legacy.
And so, you know, the fact that our paths cross, when everything is said and done, what have you said, but more importantly, what have you done?
That's right.
So, you know, being real, being authentically who you are, embrace it. It doesn't matter how quirky you are. It doesn't matter how different you are. You know, don't be a cookie cutter of everybody else. Embrace your authenticity. Be real. You know, don't fake, fraud, and phony, you know, because you're trying to impress somebody or you want to try to capture somebody. If they don't want you
For who you are,
then they don't want you.
that's right.
The pretender. So just really remember, be real. Relationships, empathy, accountability, legacy. Until tomorrow. if the Lord says the same.
Bye.
Keep it real.
Yes.